So far we've been looking at string data type, and we've been looking at how we can output those and format them using some white space and escape characters. There's also some built-in functions that you can use in order to manipulate strings and find out things about them, and they can become very, very useful, which I will tell you about in a second. But let's remind ourselves how a string is seen within a computer program. So let me take a string here. There we go, it's a string with my name in there. And we can see that actually the computer would see this as a string of characters. So we've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 characters within this string. And putting them all together creates a data type of string. Now, a function that we can use is called len, or length. And length will tell you how many characters are in that string. So we've already just counted those, and we know that there are 6 characters in that string there. Now, what this would look like in pseudocode, which does look slightly different in Python programming, but you would need to be able to identify what it looks like in pseudocode for your exam. And you may see it in 2 ways. So it could be len, and then it would be past the string like this, and that would return 6. Or it could be shown as the string dot length like this, and that would also return. And you need to remember both of those. If you see len in capital letters or length in capital letters, or the string dot length, or this may even have brackets around it, you need to know that the length of the string is the number of characters that are in it. And as I say, this will look different actually in code, which we'll look at in a second. Now, another interesting thing that we can do with len is we can send it a variable. So let's just say we put Claire in a variable, and I'll call my variable name, and I assign that with Claire. Okay, so this time what I can actually do is write len, and then I give it the variable, and that would still output 6. Or you may see name, so the variable identifier dot length, and that would also be 6. So I could send it the raw string, if you like, just the string, using len or dot length, or I could store the string into a variable and then pass len, the variable, or dot length on that variable, and that would return the same thing. So let's take a look at what that looks like in Python now, using the dot length. So I've already created a variable called password. So now I was saying how useful it can be. Let's just say that we have got a program that requires you to have a password of a certain length. Well, we would need to check then the length that the user had set their password to be to make sure that it met those conditions. So I've got a password and I've assigned it with Forster Manor 123. If I wanted to find out the length of this string, so I could do that in 2 ways. Now, the way that we do that in Python is we write len, because that's the function, and then I can pass it the string, or len, and then I could pass it the password. Now, if I ran this, it's not going to do much because, spell password correctly, I've not actually asked it to print it. So I'm going to put this inside a print statement. So I'm asking it now to print the result of len and print result of len, and you'll see that when I run this, just save it, 1515. So let's just see if that's correct. So we've got FUL 1 2 3 4 5 6 7 8 9 10 11 12 13 14 15. So that's correct. So in pseudocode you will see it as len open brackets and then either the string passed directly or a variable that contains a string, or the string dot length or the variable name dot length. And in Python it uses the syntax len passed either with directly the string or passed a variable with that is assigned to a string. Okay, so stop this video, do the tasks on length, and then once you finish those, do the next video before moving on to the next tasks.